It's your girl Sira Diva Dion, and today we are live with veteran entertainer Papa Biggy. Yes, and Papa Biggy has returned with a message. He's also um, featuring a song that's called Reach Out, and he's taking the initiative to reach out to others, to look out, encourage us to look out for each other when we hear that call, or even if we are not on your phone every day, to say, hey, I need to, talk to you, then you should reach out because communication goes both ways. In a little bit, we'll be talking to Papa Biggie, but right now, let me put some sounds so you can have an idea of what we're talking about. Papa Biggie will be with you in just one moment. Let me play some of your songs so they can hear it.
The way things used to be, leaving with a broken soul and a memory, or things I could not see. Only a picture is here to remind me the way things used to be, leaving with a broken soul and a memory, for things I could not see. So reach out when you feel like you are fall. Pick up your phone and give me a call. Only a picture is here to remind me. Always remember that somebody here. Reach out when you feel like you are fall. Pick up your phone and give me a call. In the midst of your deepest fear. Always remember that somebody's here. Some still a time, but the focus no free. If you reach out, that no means that you're weak. Some mountain too high, somebody too deep. This situation that you are for your feet. Brother, you know hear me call you long time. That no mean you know they from me mind. Sister, you know hear me a ride your phone. That no mean you a walk alone. Sorry.
All right, there you have it. Reach Out by Papa Biggie. In a moment, we'll be talking some more about that. But for right now, let us start off. Papa Biggie, go ahead and give us a little bit of information about you as far as your upbringing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, here though. I put on my voice spectrum before me even talk to anybody in a radio land.
All right.
I know they're hearing me. I know they're seeing me and they're hearing me. Good afternoon, each and everyone. My name again is Papa Biggie. I'm a Jamaican artist. I've been around for a long time. I was born in Western Kingston, Jamaica. At an early age, my parents migrated, so to speak. And I used to actually attend Trenchtown Primary was my first school as a primary school, and I was because my father went to live in Trenchtown after he separated, he and my mother separated, and I basically that's where I actually grew up. And in my early age, years up until 10 years of age, I went to live in Senton with my grandmother, which that lasted about 7.5, going 8 years, and then I ended up going to Ferncourt High School. From there, I went back to Kingston to live, and the rest is history. The music took shape while I was at school in Senton, but the seed had started planting when I used to go watch Wilton Hill Band on 10th Street in Trenchtown, rehearsing, and at the same time I go down to Knowledge Corner, that's where Bob Marley, that's what they call the Bob Marley cultural yard now, and I used to go down there and watch them, Bob and all of them, rehearsing and stuff like that. As youth, you were allowed to just go and you stoop down or you stand up or you sit and watch. You couldn't say a word, you just have to be silent, and that was it, but that's where everything started for me. And then I went to Center, I got into the choir in primary school. It was all age school, then St. George's All Age School in Blackstone Edge Center. Then from there, I passed the exam and I went to Ferncourt High School. At Ferncourt High School, I got involved also in the choir and I started singing. And then I started to, I realized I had the ability to write songs and DJ, and the rest was history. I actually entered the Jamaica National DJ competition after I wrote a song about the Falkland Crisis. That song, The Falkland Crisis, was actually inspired by the war between Argentina and England at the time over the Falklands. There was a conflict. So after winning that, then I basically went into Kingston, went back to Kingston to live, and went back into the studio recording.
All right, Papa Biggie, thank you for that. So, okay, so you started out in church, you did it in school. So, who was that one person or that one thing that says, "Hey, you should enter the dance hall space"?
All right, it wasn't just one person. It was a collaborative effort of all my friends at the time.
Mhm.
When I started going around the sound systems in Castle Kelly in Blackstone area where I was living at the time, where I grew up, partially and part of my time, which I really do appreciate that neighborhood. That neighborhood is basically home to me as a person in my heart and in my mind. Away from West Kingston will always be my home also. So them say dog have 2 yard never have would so be up have 2 yard. The West
Mhm.
Kingston and Senton. While living there, they had a virgin of a sound system named Jacko Winman, and I started going around his sound and started holding the mic, and I was
Mhm.
started actually start singing. But then the voice change as you grow, get to become more mature and realize that boy, this singing now gonna really work out. I started watching people like Bobby Culture.
Right.
I started listening Bobby Culture from Jack Ruby sound and the cassette in those days, and that was the real to real cassette tapes. And I started listening to people like Brigadier Jerry. But Yellow Man, I would say, and Johnny Ringo was my artist too because he was intelligent.
Right.
But Yellow Man struck a chord with me.
Mhm.
While in high
Okay.
school, I went to see Yellow Man at Claremont Market House, and the rest was history. He inspired me. And I realized I could write, I could talk the lyrics, I could stay on the rhythm. And I said, you know what, man? I just started owning on my craft,
Mhm.
entered the Jamaica National DJ competition, and the rest was history. I came
Right.
out victorious winning the National DJ competition in 1982. Yellowman was the only person before me
Uh-huh.
who had won it. I was the second person to win it.
All right, all right. Some great things there. Now, Papa Biggie, we know you've been around for a while, and of course, we can go into playing some songs, but we have so much to ask you about. So I'm gonna go right into you took an hiatus. So what happened? What created this hiatus? Why did you take the hiatus?
All right. Two things: family and health.
Okay.
All right. As you know, I had on a lot more weight. I had ended up putting on a whole lot of weight, and diabetes had run rampant in my family because to my
Mhm.
knowledge, I've never met him. My father's father died from diabetes while my father was still a teenager, a
Okay.
young teenager to be exact, maybe about like 12, about 13 or so.
Hmm.
My mother's father, he passed a few years ago also from the same complications of diabetes.
Okay.
From an early onset, while I was actually touring, working, doing shows here in the United States, I
Hmm.
actually realized that it was discovered
Hmm.
that I had type 2 diabetes. That was 1987. I found that out.
Mm.
I with the weight with diabetes and weight doesn't agree. They don't go together. Good well,
We know that
and
so well.
so those contributing factors, led me to take time out.
Hmm.
Plus I had a young family. My family was growing. My children were growing up. I wanted to spend more time with my children.
Hmm.
And at the same time work on my health.
Right.
And I literally take time, after migrating here to the States in 2001, I had some loose ends I had to sort out and take care of and,
Hmm.
make sure, my health was up to par before I could even say step back into the ring of music. That's the reason why my first song this year, it's called Roots to Youths, where I introduced myself to the youths. I'm letting them know I'm not here to take your share.
Ah,
I'm not here to fill your space because there's a space for everyone on the calendar.
okay.
I'm
Hmm.
here to do what I do best by entertaining people, bringing forth music, not entertaining alone, but educating and
Hmm.
empowering. You
Okay.
know, um, right now, as we speak right now, I'm here basically just to, in the song I said, take off my gloves now, I'm put it on back, and I said new generation will respect the youths, but a tree can't survive without the roots, you know? The
Mhm.
house of dancehall is built on a foundation. So play more rubber on the radio station. Select a come a dance and a chat about balance, but him not playing a rubber tune at the dance. You know, rubber pave the way for dancehall explore. So do your homework before you touch road, you know?
Right.
Dancehall explore. I said respect the veteran who pass and gone and salute to the ones who still at Tradan. You know,
Mhm.
I'm like who paved the road and who spread the gravel for the big pretty road for where I travel, you know?
Right. And you
So
mentioned, go ahead.
the thing is that all I said to the youths when I came back out is listen me, I'm stepping back into the ring. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm a part of the foundation. When you see me or you hear me, you
Hmm.
respect me because I will first respect you.
Amen.
So if I'm gonna respect you, I expect the same from you, you know?
Amen.
So that was my first song back out, saying, listen me, I'm stepping back into the ring, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna need yours. I'm gonna need to have respect, get respect from you. Well, so I'm gonna first stretch that olive branch out by showing you respect. Now,
Reciprocate.
I have a thing that I say respect for respect. And if
Hmm.
you disrespect, you get dissect. And if you don't understand what that means, go talk to an intellect.
All right, Papa Biggie. So you mentioned earlier that the radio stations are not really playing our music; they're playing the other people's music. I'll just leave it at
No,
that.
it's not
Is that
really other people's music. What really happens is that there's a time and place for everything, and we'll have to also understand that music evolves. And
Mhm.
a lot of the veteran artists, I'm not
Mhm.
knocking anyone,
Mhm.
but so we need to get together. The young youth them get together and they're doing their thing together. We need
Okay.
to get together and do our thing together. And the people who can identify with us from those eras need to also empower us while we empower them.
All
While
right,
at the
got
same time, we have a lot to teach the young youths because we have been there a long time,
you. Mhm.
and the young youths have a lot to teach us because this is the generation of computer, cyberspace, and all this thing. When I was growing up, you have typewriter.
Yes.
Nowadays, you have email and internet. You used to have telegram. When I grew up, a letter. You understand me? People are write letter. I send telegram. No, the youths basically have it easier for by way
Yes.
of technology
Mm-hmm.
to exploit technology to empower themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you do with that tool, which is technology, it's up
Mm-hmm.
to you as a person.
Right.
Because right now, back in my days, I had to go into the studio if I wanted to have an interview with you. I have to
Mm-hmm.
fly from where you are to do the interview. Not even the phone could work then, because the phone system wasn't even set up like that.
Right.
No, it's a whole new era, and I'm thankful for it. The problem is when people misuse technology to hurt humanity. That's where I have a problem.
All right, got you. Now, during the hiatus, did you feel any pressure to return, or was it more like this is the right time?
Oh, okay. It's a that's a two-phase answer I'll have to give you for that question because basically that's a two-phase question.
Mm-hmm.
Did I feel pressured? Yes, because my talent was bursting inside of me. I was doing a lot of recordings. I was doing a lot of recordings in at home
Mm-hmm.
recordings.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing a ton load of recordings, I wasn't really putting them out. So I was
Okay.
pressured mentally to put these out. My wife was in my ears. Hey, what's up? What are you doing with all these songs you're recording? Not put them. My friends would listen to them. Then Tommy Cowan, Carlene Davis's husband, the voice of
Mm-hmm.
Reggae Splash. Yes, indeed, Mr. Tommy Cowan. He said something to me last year. He said to me, Papa Biggie, you have so many great songs. You make me hear your songs all the while, new songs you do, but you don't put them out. Why? He
Mm-hmm.
said to me, my brother, let me ask you a question. Haven't you seen how many talent is now laying to rest in graveyards? Are you
Yes.
gonna allow your talent to follow you to the graveyard, or you're gonna give it to the people which we were blessed and ordained to do it, to send it to the people. Not everybody was given the talent to write the way you write. Not everybody was given the talent to perform or do what you do. So you should actually share it to the world. It's selfish for you to want to go to your grave with it. And that was a wake up call for me. I was like, whoa, I never looked at it like that. So I have to give Tommy Cowan a lot of kudos or a lot of accolades, so to speak, an acknowledgement for saying those words to me, because words can be very powerful, and words are something that after you say it, you can't take it back. No
Right?
matter how to correct it, you can't take it back. So that, with that said, I
Mhm.
actually ended up going into the studio and started to actually, picking out songs and said, okay. Now, when Roots to Youths came out, I had actually set up a distro kid for Roots to Youths to come out on the 7th of February, not realizing that the 7th of February was the day after Bob Marley's,
Ah.
which is the 6th, his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went on there to look on the song, the 6th of, I know, went in my email, I saw distro kid said, congratulations, your song on your release of your new song. I'm like, but my song is supposed to be released on the 7th. When I look, my song was released on Bob Marley Day, Bob Marley birthday, the
Divine
6th.
timing.
That's what I'm saying. It was like there was a divine intervention,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was falling into place. And once my feet touched the ground, I've not looked back. I've just been working, promoting my songs, and doing what I got to do and do what I do best.
All right. So we keep on trucking right there, Papa Biggie. Okay. So, how did your time off influence your perspective on the music and the industry?
All right. The industry has changed where I'm proud of the young youths in certain aspects because
Mhm.
I've seen them empower their own lives. I remember in my days, most artists used to just want the things they wanted weren't the things that would have laid a solid foundation for them.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't getting what we worked for, so to speak, or what we deserved. But that was then. But most of the artists at the same time wanted back in the especially DJs a couple big chain around them neck and a rent a car. You understand me? And that was the attraction for a whole lot of girls. And family values weren't looked upon as with at a lot of artists in that way and that sense back then, because one of the things a lot of people said to me, how did you manage to hold your family together through all that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of distractions. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect.
Okay.
I've made a lot of blunders myself. I'm guilty myself in many ways, but one of the things I'm not guilty for, I'm definitely not guilty for, was ever
Mm-hmm.
neglecting my family. I've never neglected my family. My kids will tell you any day that daddy is always there. Daddy was my one of my son I was speaking to recently. He said, Dad, I was talking to a couple of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking of their fathers, just they didn't know, none of them actually know where their father was. And he said to them, one thing about my father, he never left us alone. I came to this country to live, and I brought my kids here. I didn't leave them behind. And anybody knew me, wherever I go, my kids go. Well, now they're grown. Everybody have their own life. Everybody basically married up their, whether my daughters have their husbands or my sons have their wives. So it's my grandchildren turn for me to harass them now. Yeah,
All
it's my
right.
grandchildren turn.
While we're on the topic of family, let me say shout out to Miss Karen and of course to your children, your family, and
Oh,
grandchildren.
so to speak, you know what? While
What?
you were talking, I don't know if you noticed, I looked up. I actually looked up. I looked up and I saw I got a signal that the gate had opened. So I looked up and I looked up on my security camera. There she was driving in. She drove
All
into
right. So
the driveway. She drove
big up
into
Miss
the
Karen.
driveway.
Yes, big up to Daza WhatsApp Radio as well as
Yeah,
Hot
man. Big up Daza. Daza, big
Mix
up yourself.
FM. All right, Papa Biggie, now let's move on and then we're gonna go into other things. Now that you're back in the spotlight, how does it feel? Does it feel any different from when you
All
were
right.
here?
It feels good. It feels good. One of the things I would like to get to doing is
Mhm,
get around to touring, which I know that will come. Says I don't have any baby at home anymore, so
mhm,
I'm open for touring. I'm able to travel wherever I want to go. I'm free to travel. I have the regular documentations to travel, so traveling is not an issue. You know, as long
right?
as you understand me. So whatever promoters worldwide would want me to travel, I'm open to travel globally.
All
There's
right.
no wire fence around me that I can't travel. There's nothing that can stop me from traveling. So I'm good with that. That's one of the things I'm looking into right now. As you know, I'm doing a lot of work with the artists and managers, musicians and stuff on the continent of Africa.
Mm-hmm,
I've been
mm-hmm.
involved in a lot of that recently.
We're gonna get to
Actually,
that in a minute.
nearly all my songs that have been released this year, the
Mm-hmm.
beat, except this one that you're talking about, which is "Reach Out."
So,
Nearly all of them, the beat was actually made in Africa.
okay. All right. So and we're going to come to that later, but um how has your creative process changed from when you were back there in the 90s compared to
All right,
today?
okay, musically, all right. Lyrical content basically
Mhm.
remain the same because my lyrics
Mhm.
are not going to be derogatory. They are going to be uplifting lyrics. They're going
Mhm.
to be lyrics that speaks about social changes and what need to be changed. They're going to be lyrics that empower people when they're down, such as this song, Reach Out. And I have so many more that I've recorded.
Mhm.
Um, the thing is, my lyrical content is not going to differ too far. I'm going to
Okay.
do songs that are going to appeal to the dancehall crowd, but it's also going to bring a message, just like How Much More.
Right?
And that song was asking a serious question about how many more of us as a people, our youths, gonna have to go down the same pathway as young men and end up either losing their lives or their freedom because of those decisions we make. But at the same time, it's a twofold thing.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
you don't give, say for instance, a dog food to eat,
Mhm.
and there's no opportunity for him to
Mhm.
get that food to eat, he's gonna go hunt.
Okay.
And the hunting sometimes when it comes to humans is not a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why I say this.
Right?
Opportunities, not just in Jamaica, but in most third world countries,
Mhm.
and even some first world countries, are being denied willfully by the
Yes.
people in power so as to
Mhm.
be able to keep control
Mhm.
over the basically just the votes. I mean, with the votes keep them in power and control of a certain segment or sector of our demographic enables them to manipulate those people and get votes when elections come around.
All
And
right.
this, as I said, has nothing to do with Jamaica. It has to do with it's a worldwide thing, and as I said, it's global in every sector. And that's why from time to time you hear people get up, people protest.
Mhm.
Basically, people are having not just verbal revolution, but also physical revolution nowadays.
Okay, so you're
And,
saying we're
and
not
boy,
exceptional, not exempt, we're not immune, but we should keep on doing what we're doing, and of course, we will get there.
what I'm saying is that we need to change the trajectory. We need to start talking to each other, make it a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And with a conversation, then there comes action. Because before there can be action, there have to be some form of consensus where we agree to the direction we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an entertainer, as an artist should say, A lot of people think that because he's a DJ, especially the one from my area, you have no sense, you have no education, and pay a fool shit talk. So even when the artists in my time were crying out about social issues, them you said the idiot boy that upon the mic attack kind of idiot thing. Guess what? They want to see a dance. You understand me? Like a puppet that they can string you along. They want to see you jump like a clown that they can laugh and you can laugh at yourself, not realizing the laugh is on you and the joke is on yourself.
Right, right.
Because when I say the joke is on yourself, people 90% of the time in power don't want you to talk about social things. That mean things that will be able to create change or drive a force of wind in a direction where change is inevitable. The thing is that what happens is that a lot of these so-called leaders worldwide, and this is not just Jamaica, as I said, globally, they don't understand that the more you empower your people, the more you empower yourself. True, real empowerment comes from not the money you have, but from the legacy that you leave behind. And when your legacy is to oppress the very people that entrust you with that type of power, then what you do, you don't only let the people down, you let yourself down. Because there's no legacy you're leaving behind that, one of the things I want to elaborate on right now is that if we continue living a mindset that we're snitch every time we open our mouth to chat too much, because Marcus Garvey was hated for one of the main reasons because of his voice. Marcus Garvey didn't go with a gun to shoot down anybody, although he had a militia in Harlem. He didn't go with a gun in 1912 to shoot down anybody. He didn't go with machete or although he has his sword, he never chopped anybody with his sword. His sword was a symbol of power, a symbol of authorization saying, I am in charge. The thing is, Marcus Garvey was hated not only in America, but hated first in Jamaica by his own people.
Wow.
Because the colonizers had said to the very people that Marcus Garvey was trying to help to realize who they were, his colonizers said Marcus Garvey was a troublemaker. Marcus Garvey committed treason by telling his own people to be upful and strong. When a man like Marcus Garvey can said, if you have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won the race even before you started. Right. Marcus Garvey didn't have a PhD. He didn't have a master's degree. But he had a degree of life and a degree in life skills and moral thinking. Now, the Bible has been a tool that has been used to guide us as a people.
Yes.
But have you realized that the same people that said they were Christians were the same people that actually enslaved us?
Yes.
That means religion has been used against us in many ways, and it has happened from every sector of society. Now, I was born in a Christian home, and I believe in a lot of Christian values.
Right.
But when you try to use Christianity to enslave me, then I can't believe in what you're doing, because you're manipulating the very thing that should be freeing me, because in the Bible it should talk about Moses freeing the Israelites. What happened about the black man freeing the black man? Are you letting go of the chains of the black man, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and most of all, economically? Because this world have still been under economic bondage, and when you look at it to certain races and certain demographics. I am no way a racist. I believe in loving everyone. I'm just asking that everyone give each other a fair chance. That means if the people who are for the generation from the colonizers stop following what your foreparents did or say, you change the narrative. Your foreparents did harm to my people, and I'm not holding you responsible. I'm holding them responsible because they did that. But you have, let me say this to you, it's not what happened yesterday. I have done a lot of wrongs in my life yesterday, last year, 2 years before. But today, moving forward, I vow to myself, not to anyone else, to myself. And I talked to God and I said, to my God, and I said, Father, guide me along a pathway that I don't have to make those mistakes or harm anyone ever again in my life. That simply means that's a choice of mine. Because everyone has a right, as Bob Marley said, to decide his own destiny. And he
Yes.
didn't really say that. Marcus Garvey said that. And then Haile Selassie take it even further, where he said that people who know history or knowledge or of their origin and their past is like a tree without roots.
Right.
So
Wow.
we need to start learning, and not just learning because we have to learn from the younger people, but teaching the younger people, most important, our
Mm-hmm.
legacy as a people, where we're coming from. We are kings and we are queens and should respect ourselves. When a young man would get up and go on a microphone and tell a girl he want to put his private parts in her throat in front of people. If you're doing that, that's you and her choice. Keep that in your bedroom. Don't let the children hear that. Now,
Wow.
I'm watching videos coming out of Jamaica where young kids, no more than about 7, 8 year old, dancing to those songs and singing them word for word. But if Papa Biggie put out a song and said, never give up now, never give up now on your dreams. Cause nothing is impossible as rough as it may seem. That little same kid will shout out, you're boring. You're an idiot. You understand me?
Yeah.
And that is where we need to start teaching. And where I'm asking and I'm calling on all the young artists now. It's time for us to start empowering ourselves because without we respect ourselves, no other nation is going to respect us.
Papa Biggie, it's as if you were looking at my questions or I sent them to you because believe it or not, my next question was going to be tell us about the changes you've noticed and what has changed since you left. But you just gave me all the answers without me even asking you.
Okay, can I say this to you? I never even see your questions. I didn't get a chance to see them. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't send that.
Just tell yourself so me come out Marcus Garvey Adam. He's a chatterbox. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna speak the things. I'm very emotional when it comes to human rights. I'm very emotional when it comes to you see, I've learned the hard way because
Hmm,
sometimes you'll have to step in the gutter and get dirty water on your foot to understand what the next person feel when the water touch their feet. For you
right.
to understand that, listen me, if it dirty my feet, then I can't afford to make it dirty anybody else's feet. Yes, I make it with dirty water catch your foot over there, so but you see your cousin, your uncle, your sister, whoever else, and your children, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna allow myself to make any dirty water catch them willfully. So I'm gonna teach them how to cross the gutter that they don't
Mm-hmm.
have to step in it themselves and experience that.
All right. Now, Papa Biggie, there's so much to talk about, so many questions to ask you. I don't want this interview to be too drawn out, but I'm going to touch on something in a minute. But let me just say this because there's so much that I can learn from you and more to talk about. We will be scheduling or rescheduling you for the Jamaica Spotlight Show, which is on Hot Wax Blazing FM on the last Friday in October. So we'll talk about that outside of the chat, but
Yeah,
just let
no
you know.
problem. Yeah, I'll be around. I'll be ready.
All right. So now we're going to go into your new venture with being named the president of the African Artists Collaboration Foundation. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, I was approached months ago by members of the foundation. It's a young foundation,
Hmm.
and right now it's the foundation, the Virgins in Africa. Sorry, to be exact, from Sierra Leone and
Hmm.
Nigeria. they came together and they said, you know what, we're gonna have to form a coalition with more people from within the African diaspora, artists to be exact, and in turn pull also not just artists but promoters, managers,
Mm-hmm.
musicians to be a part of the whole thing so that they can get the just reward when they put out their music because struggling by yourself it doesn't work. Unity is strength.
Right.
So they came together, 25 artists from 25 countries logged on to the initiative, which they started 2 years going in 3 years ago. But they didn't have it set up structurally. It wasn't set up correctly when I got involved in it and realized what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talent in there, a lot of intelligent people, intellectual people, people who knows what they're doing. It wasn't really just put properly together yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when they asked me, would you come on as a president and lead us? And I held off for a little bit and said, let me think about it because I'm just rebuilding my own career. Am I going to have time to even deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
But it has always been a thing with me. Once I start doing my own music, I end up finding myself producing other artists, doing everything and get sidelined. I'm like, okay,
Ah.
I don't want to get sidelined this time, but I'm going to try my best to help. So I accepted the position
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly and I'm willing to give it my all.
Right.
You understand me? So right now, we are in the phases of where we're getting it the foundation fully registered the right way because they had a partial registration. I'm getting probably properly sorted out.
Right.
Having the trustees signed on, having who are designated trustees, ambassadors from each country, instead of all these artists. You're talking thousands of artists from different countries, from 25 countries, and we're expecting more countries in Africa. And also Jamaica has joined in too, and even the US has joined in. So, and Europe, actually, you have people out of Europe who is now a part of it. So it's not only just, do it say African artists, it's basically gonna be global.
Right.
But we have to start somewhere. You have to plant a tree somewhere before you can look at the fruit spread out all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So we plant the seed has been planted in Africa. It's been registered in Africa, and everything else in regards to the nurturing of it will be done in Africa by Africans. And it was me as a Jamaican, which I still am African. You understand me? I'm
No
just
matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man,
you're an African.
you're an
Peter
African.
Tosh.
Right.
Yeah,
Now
man.
I'm gonna
One of the
leave.
serious warrior them.
Right. I'm gonna leave some of this information so when we get to our next interview, you can provide
Yes, no problem, no problem.
information. But right now, we're going to move on to your initiative, Reach Out. If I can, let me try to play a little bit of that video. Let me see.
Okay, go ahead, please do.
Let me try to get it on screen for us to see. All right, it takes a minute here, but it will be up and running in a moment. All right, here we go.
Only a picture is here
I'm
to
gonna try to
remind
do
me
the whole thing.
the way things used to be. Leave me with a broken soul and a memory for things I could not see. Only a picture is here to remind me the way things used to be. Leave me with a broken soul and a memory for things I could not see. So reach out when you feel like you are fall. Take up your phone and give me a call. In the midst of your deepest fear, always remember say somebody here. Reach out when you feel like you are fall. Take up your phone and give me a call. In the midst of your deepest fear, always remember say somebody here. Sun still a shine but the focus look bleak. If you reach out that no means say you're weak. Some mountain too high, some valley too deep. This is
All right, so we've played a little bit, so they're familiar with what we're talking about. Tell me some more about this. And some people should say it should be one, two, three, but tell us what's coming next as far as this initiative, if you have that info, or let's give some advice to those people out there who are saying, well, nobody's listening to me, or I feel lonely all the time. Talk to us.
All right. Now, self-empowerment is one of the greatest thing a human being can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Empower yourself. Now, with that being said, not every battle can be won by yourself.
Mm.
Because if you're affected mentally, then you have no control over your own mindset to actually lead yourself out of that situation. Sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need the help of just a friend to say a good word to lift your spirit. And by lifting your spirit, you start thinking and start to focus more positively.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it might be medically induced, where you might need medical help. You might need what do you call it? I would say moral support from maybe people who are trained to deal with your type of issue that you have. At the end of the day, the end result of taking your life could never be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw what was going on, I actually saw what spurred me was I heard of the young lady, the same young lady that I used her face on there to let people that know that she's a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And people were laughing when she was talking. When she came out and was talking of her situation. People were laughing at her, not realizing how deeply hurt she was. And how many more youths have actually armed themselves? And I'm not talking worldwide right now because I'm going to get to that. But Jamaica, it was reported by the police that in September, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, reported that as of January
Mm-hmm.
2025 to September 2025, which is last month, we had 44 deaths by way of suicide in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jamaica is a small island. And Jamaica, I live in Connecticut here in the US, and Connecticut is just one state, and Jamaica could all inside of Connecticut. Connecticut is bigger than Jamaica.
Yes.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's sad to know that so many of our people, especially young people, taking their lives. It has
Yes.
become the norm for people to think that it's easier to take the easy way out by taking their life.
Yep.
And I think it's really the hardest way because me a coward, me can't kill myself. Me never kill myself, be a coward. Me not that brave.
Yeah.
Me not that brave. So my thing is that I'm reaching out, as I said in the song, reach out. Reach out. And not just the people suffering reaching out, but the people who are in better positions, who are stable both mentally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, emotionally, because spirituality plays a lot and
Right.
acts as a covenant to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Because if spiritually if people around you can empower you to be spiritually stable, then
Mm-hmm.
mentally stable, you will stay focused. And once you stay focused, anything else, it's just like basically the universe will answer your call. I know it's rough right now. I'm saying this to all the people out there going through what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough right now, and everyone is going feeling the pinch. It's not anything that it's everybody's immune from or anybody's immune from.
Yeah.
Because even the people that have a ton load of money in the bank, a lot of them are going through a lot of illness, physical illness,
Right.
spiritual deprivation has taken over this planet
Mm-hmm.
because we tend to want to be very jolly and happy when everything is going on and not reaching out and destiny as a way to wake us up, just like the pandemic woke up the world.
Yes.
Right now, we are living in America right now. I know there's a serious mental health problem coming. And the reason why I say it's coming is because a lot of families are being torn apart. And the children that are left behind will start the suffering from mental issues because if they don't have the guidance of their parents to be around, it's going to be a sad day. And I hope the leaders in this country are listening because if they look not just in front of them on the plate that's in front of them, but look at 10, 20 years down the line, then they'll see what's coming. There's
Mhm.
going to be a lot more mental issues among the young generation because kids start getting upset and it's going to spill over in a way that they, I'm sorry, but I pray for my own grandchildren that they hold it together and knowing that, at
Mhm.
least with them, their families are not torn apart. But what
Right.
I'm doing, their friends and their colleagues that go to school, their classmates, I'm worried about things like that. And I'm worried about Jamaica. And I'm glad I have seen one initiative that I saw in Jamaica that I feel good and proud about is that I don't care anybody who want knock it and say this is not political. This is basically structural development. And I like what I see.
Mhm.
Kids getting the help to go to school by way of buses. Because these buses, they might not be perfect. And this is not nothing to do with politics. Because if PNP do it, I say the same thing.
Mhm.
Any party do it to me, it would have be a good look. I don't care about a party thing. This not nothing to do with PNP. Because me have PNP friends. Me come from Tivoli Garden and me have a PNP friend. I'm not afraid to talk that. Because me
Mhm.
a Jamaican first before any political party. I'm a Jamaican and I'm a human being first. And pedophilia is a worldwide thing. So Jamaica not immune to it. So when I see the children are protected by the way of knowing the parents knowing, okay, they are coming home and this is the means of their transportation. No pedophile now go touch me like a girl, or no boy I touch me like a boy. You understand me? And him way home because he's inside of a bus with his schoolmates, classmates, and
Mhm.
they know what time they're gonna get home and what time they're supposed to get home.
All right.
You understand me? So with saying that, the song Reach Out
Mhm.
crosses not just the aisle of mental illness, but it crosses the aisle of social connection. We want to reach out to each other more. You understand me? Not just when we are falling, we reach out. Or when our friends are falling, they should reach out. We should reach out to each other from time to time, start talking together again. Social media has played a role where it is a good thing, but also it has separated a whole lot of people that people don't talk to people no more. People only communicate through text,
Yes.
communicate through. I'm gonna send them a message, him send it by Instagram, instead I call them and I say, yo, brother, you hurt me, why you do that, man? Come on, man, we need to meet and talk, man, we could talk. I'm gonna send a message, yo, brother, you hear me? You diss me, And upon social media, the person because see now he took it to a different level when he did that because now it's not just the person who and him have the problem but talk to him, but talk to the world. No,
Technology.
the person who did the arm now, him start feel offensive and get worse now because him like, yo, the man could have come to me and talk to me. Why him on social media talk to people and me and him have a problem? We need to start talking to each other more. And that's the thing. Reach out is also a part of that.
Yes, thank you. And we'll talk some more about that, God's willing, on the last Friday in October with Kent Solomon, OX Blazing FM. So we're going to reserve some of that. Now, before I wrap this up, I know a lot of people know Papa Biggy, the entertainer, but they don't really know you're also producer and you're involved in other things. So let's drop some names. Tell us some of the artists or entertainers whom you've produced before.
I've produced songs with like from Anthony B, Luciano, Louis Culture, Luton Fire, Michael Rose, Ibu Cooper for Third World. I've produced songs, so many of them I can't even remember some of the names right now. Yami Bowler, Natty King, Determined before he passed. So I've done
Mm-hmm.
a lot of work, over the years, Thriller U, I've produced even Chronic's father, Chronicle. Um, back then, and there's so many people that I've done so many work with over the years. Mr. Bertus, Ico Flames Guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it's a long roster of people that I've worked with producing as a producer. So I'm just honored to work with all these artists, and I've never really had any tell the truth. I do have no artists, so me and them ever have no problem. And what mark my word, me and none of them young youth are gonna have a problem. You know why? because I'm gonna be honestly be me, and I'm gonna accept them because them son Jesus said I right way back in our history. I'm just gonna use this. Him used to ride pan donkey. No car drive without people in it. Tesla car drive by itself. You understand me? So guess what happened? They're gonna be changed. And the artists them from my era have to realize that they're gonna be these young youths gonna come with different things and change. But we also have to also talk to them, encourage them and guide them to change positively.
I don't like how you're taking over my interview now because my next question was going to be
I'm
if you,
sorry.
that's okay.
Stop me then, stop me.
If
Me's a
you,
chat, listen, me's a chatterbox, you know. But
but
I'm
it's
not gonna
making
talk.
sense.
When I talk, I'm not gonna speak of frivolous things.
Right.
I told you I'm from the order of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey never stopped talking, you know.
Yes.
My grandmother knew Marcus Garvey as a little girl, you know. Him did have a dance troupe in a slight road at town, you know. And
Uh-huh.
my grandmother is a West Kingston girl. My grandmother would tell you, Daddy Marcus always say, who me, my grandmother teach me for talk, you know, because I used to shut up my mouth and not talk. My grandmother said, and my little brother, him worse so silent than me. Come like a, him dumb. Him lock him out. That's how we used to live. And my grandmother used to box up our mouth and say, open your mouth and talk. Talk up, boy. Talk up. Because guess what? My grandmother is coming from an era where
Hmm.
she knew that the slave masters didn't want us to open our mouths and talk.
Right,
They
right.
wanted the people to not talk and not to communicate. Hence, once they don't communicate, they couldn't revolt.
Hmm.
So when anybody open their mouth and talk, say, Papa Biggie chat too much, I said yes. Because what's coming from my lips will be words of empowerment, words of knowledge, so that the next generation could take it forward. I
All
will
right.
not hide it and I will not go to my grave with the knowledge.
Let me ask you my question anyways.
Yes.
If you could give advice to your younger self prior to starting your career, what would you say to yourself?
All right. One of the things I would say to myself, there's somebody in Jamaica. I just sent her a message and she know who she is. I won't call her name. She's one of she's one of Jamaica's most powerful individuals as a female. And she said to me one time, she said to me, do you want a career or you do you want a hustle? As an artist, you can either have a career or you can have a hustle.
Mhm.
You can either spend time doing the little shows and this and that and the other, but then building a catalog of solid music, that's what really enhances and builds a career. And I remember I was doing songs to different producers instead of sticking to one camp. And them say Rolling Stone gathers no mass. Because
Yes.
I have producers record up to 20 songs with me and only release one or two. And they have a lot of songs in their vaults or wherever them have them right now sitting for me. And as soon as my career go to the next level, or if I pass and drop flesh and go to the next level in life where I don't have life anymore, that's when they're
Mhm.
gonna start release them. Because I've seen it with so many artists. It has
That's
happened
when
to
you get
them.
your flowers.
Yeah?
That's when you'll get your flowers.
Yeah,
When
after
you
you
finish
pass, you get your
singing.
flowers. After you
Oh.
pass, you get your flowers. So
Mhm.
I personally what really happened, I'm not worried about flowers. I'm not worried about awards or accolades.
Mhm.
I am more concerned with what I can do in this space and this time to help mold the next generation. To help. I can't do it for everybody. I'm only one person. But together, as my grandmother said, a constant drip of water bore a hole in a stone.
Right.
So
You
I
can't
will
solve
continue
everybody's
talking.
problem.
I will continue talking and I'll continue doing music and not just being an artist doing music, but being an advocate for change within ourselves mentally, mindset to change or reset, help to reset the youth's mindset
Mhm.
that they can understand that instead of buying a gun to give their friend to empower them, saying, boy, you're done now, you run the corner, you know. Where
Mhm.
do you buy a computer and you get help your friend with some money to go to a class where he could learn at least even some graphics that he could become a graphic designer. help your friend. If you have all that money and you're making so much money as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
target two girls and say these two girls, I'm gonna make sure pay for them go to university and law school or medical school. Because we do need doctors, we do need lawyers,
Right, right.
we do need teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where really that's my advice to the younger generation right now, as you asked, you know.
Thank you so very much, Papa Biggie. It's been my pleasure. Send me a hug for
Thank
you.
you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, being on your show, and it's my pleasure, even more,
Mm-hmm.
talking to you as a person, because guess what happened? As I
What?
said, we need to talk more to each other. And once what you
Yes.
are doing, you're one of the chariots and the vehicle that is carrying the message that I have to give. Because without you, my message only stays one place.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll do our best. And of course, next time we'll talk more about this and the next step that we're going to take with this initiative and what we can do to assist you as well, Papa Biggie. Well,
Yeah,
people,
thank you so much, Sister Sira, Diva, Dion.
Amy, you got it. A
You
big
know,
up.
your name sounds so bossy sometimes. When I look by your name, I'm like, what a name. Your name is
Amen.
some royal, your name is some royal name. Your name is some Buckingham Palace name. No need for show some of the people at Buckingham Palace and put you in there, man.
Have royalty all around.
No, I tell you, man. No, I tell you.
And we'll talk about next time. We'll talk about some of the charities and the schools that you've
Yeah,
helped
man.
start eventually.
As I said, when I come to speak about things, many of the times what I do, why I don't talk about um my charity givings or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or the charities I'm involved in, it's
Mm-hmm.
because it's bigger than me, and it's not just me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
It's a mission that has been given to me by God Himself.
Mm-hmm.
I not tell anybody who them to pray to, because the Bible says 72 nations shall bow and crown him King of King, Lord, and conqueror and of Judah.
Yeah.
So the Rasta man I go to follow Haile Selassie with him teachings and him love. The Christian I go follow Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
The Protestant I go follow their leader. The Muslims I go follow their leaders. You
Mm-hmm.
know the thing about it, what I said?
Mm-hmm.
All these leaders, all these leaders that everyone is following, they always come to one conclusion, the word love.
It's the same.
And the
Yes.
Bible said God is love and love. And if you know that God, you know that love. So my love, my God is really love. That means
Mm-hmm.
if my God is a Christian, is a Christian religion, I choose to follow and say that's my religion to go to God. It's
Mm-hmm.
still where I expect to end up is at love. So if a man will say I'm a Christian or a woman will say I'm a Christian and hurt people in the name of God, like some of the oppressors and suppressors of people use that.
Mm-hmm.
Them are not true Christian then, because Haile Selassie is a Christian.
Well, we're going to
You
talk more on
understand?
that later on. But for right now, we're going to close this in the name of God. And God is love. I love you. God loves you even more. Until next time, it's Papa
That's
Biggie.
it. That's it. The love. That's
Love.
it. Because
Yes,
if we love each other, then we already have God in our way.
exactly. You have a great evening. We'll talk later.
Enough love, my sister, and all the people out there in social media and on here, wherever they might be all over the world. Thanks for having me. This is Papa Biggie. Please do go out and support my music. And again, my name is spelled Papabiggy, and I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. What do they call it? TikTok. I'm
TikTok,
on Threads. I'm on you name it. I'm
Facebook.
there. Yeah, yep, and I'm on and if you want you can get me up on WhatsApp too.
WhatsApp.
Because I'm
Yeah.
in so many WhatsApp groups, I'm on Facebook, and if you need to get in touch with me, you could just look for original Papa Biggie. That's original Papabiggy at gmail.com. So I'm open for dub plates, as you know, sis. I'm open for jingles because one of the greatest of great in Jamaica, Boris Gardner, he taught me to do commercials, so I know to do commercials real well,
Mhm.
and I'm well spoken. I can put on my intellectual hat when I want to. At the same time, I can go right in the gutter like anybody else and say, "Yo, brother, what you deal with?"
Yes, sir.
So, sister, I love you, and I will talk again. All right, peace
All
out.
right. Take care. Peace out, Papa Biggie.
Only a picture is here to remind me the way things used to be. Leave me with a broken soul.